order to be vibrant, you have to be moving. Something that's dead is still, but something that's living is moving. You look at your heartbeat, it's moving. You look at life, it's moving. It's forever changing. And when peace, YouTube. I just want to say first, praise God to the Most High. It's been a long time since we did this, right? It's been a long time since we dropped the video. It feels good. I feel good. I feel great, and I'm just grateful to be here. You guys know my story. If you don't, you're gonna hear it, through the vlogs and through my testimonies. And I just want to be an inspiration to the world. I just want to be. I just wanna hustle and motivate, as Nip would say. Happy transition to Nip, man. We miss you, bro. I just want to say praise to the Most High, praise to all my angels, my ancestors, praise to my support system, praise to the subscribers, praise to the opportunities, praise to the good and the bad, trials and tribulations. May all the glory go to God. It's been a minute since I spoke. I've been going through a lot these last couple of years. From divorces to repossessions to evictions to you name it, fired from my job, quitting my job, losses in the market. It's been my bike getting stolen, fell into class. It's been crazy, and I'm just excited that I got my footing back right now. I'm in a great place mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially. I'm just happy to still be alive, because I know life isn't promised. Once it's your time to go, there's nothing that you can do, to avoid it. So I'm just happy to still be here and still be me. And I just want to get up here and give a message. And I'm gonna start it off by saying, make sure you keep your faith. Rainy days won't last forever. The sun is gonna come out eventually. Have faith is a mustard seed. Even when you can't see a way, you still gotta be it. You gotta still press through, because God, you never know when God gonna come through for you. So it's better to be prepared and it never happened than to be unprepared when it happens. And that's the biggest thing. So we gotta have faith. We can't let our situations break us down. We can't let our situations, what's going on externally, get us off our balance internally. And I learned that at a young age, that it's not a matter of what I have, who my spouse is, how much money I make, or what car I drive, what house I live in, what I do for work. None of that really ever mattered, because my happiness always came from internally. It always was internal. It always based off, having faith, having hope, having joy, loyalty, honesty, being resilient, being ambitious, having life. And it always came from within, from a young age. And I just want to say, if you find yourself in a state of depression, get outside. Get outside, get you some sunlight. The number one cure for depression is serotonin. So getting outside, get you some sunlight, hitting the gym, doing something hard, something that's going to boost your serotonin, eating more fruits, eating more veggies, eating more things that's going to put that life inside you. If when you look at the electrical scale of fruit and meat, fruits, electricity is way higher than meat. And if one other thing, get off your phone, because procrastination and masturbations are kind of intertwined with that dopamine effect. That dopamine effect is like, it's like when you hit a blunt for the first time, when you take a crack shot for the first time. I mean, I never smoked crack, but when you hit a crack pipe for the first time, it's basically just dopamine. So when you begin to sit still and wander on our phone, death scroll on our phone, Free Rashad Jamal, it's called a cell phone for a reason. You're meant to be locked into your phone. You're meant to be a slave to your phone, and we don't want that. We want to be lively. We want to be vibrant. In order to be vibrant, you have to be moving. Something that's dead is still, but something that's living is moving. You look at your heartbeat, it's moving. You look at life, it's moving. It's forever changing. And I just want to start the message off with that, and then I just want to start off with a scripture, and I want to start it off with Genesis. And we want to say, in the beginning, God created heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. So, with that, I just want to say, create. We've been watching enough. We've been studying enough. We've been, paying attention and being consumers a lot. It's time to produce. If you want to be a content creator, you want to do something with your life, or it's working, or whatever it is, create it. Because in reality, that's why you have a soul. You have a soul so you can have the opportunity to create and to go deep to that dark place. And the thing about having a soul, you got to realize, especially when you're in your dark moments, that's the best time to create. You notice when your best workout's gonna come, your best run, your best lift is gonna come from when you had a breakup, when you got fired from your job, when you went through something difficult. If you notice, some of your worst decisions comes from that as well. When you have a breakup, you either gonna cope or you gonna cope and you begin to fall into that victim mentality, or you gonna decide to make the most out of that moment and take that energy and transmute it. So that's the beauty about having a soul, and also having the consciousness to go out and create. Because most animals, most mammals, most fishes, they can't go out and create, but you have the opportunity to go create whatever you want. So I just want to say, get out here and create. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter if it's content creation, if it's anything. Just get out and create and be who you are. You see that I switched the YouTube channel from being I Am University to being Rock Out the Black Swan, because I realized that I'm multi-talented. I know I'm multifaceted. I realize that I live in multi-dimensions. I know I have multiple things that I want to do and I want to showcase to be who, to show you that it's possible. And that's all I ever wanted to do. When I hopped off the porch and I, went and did things for trading full time or whatever, it was all for me to believe in myself and believe that I could do it. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm definitely not where I used to be. Even this past year, it was tough. Sleeping from couch to couch, sleeping on the floor, to sleeping in the RV with no power. It was tough, and I was grateful for those opportunities, because if not, I would be sleeping outside in the winter, and I seen it happen. I know people that sleep outside, no bitches, and I pray to God that, one day I'll be in a position to help those people to build. I ain't gonna fuck the moves, but always be grateful for your situation, but never get complacent. Never think that this is the end point for you, because God always has something better for you. God always has another level for us to tap into, and that's what we need to realize. So right now we're gonna hop into some cards, some motivational cards. I got these. This deck is called The Mind of a Champion, and I just figured, we could start out, this first motivational video for, the YouTube channel, and we're gonna just shuffle up and hopefully get a message, get something that can motivate you guys. And I appreciate, even if we get one view, I appreciate every viewer. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you're trying to hit the like button, so we get this video out to the feed. We're gonna go ahead and take this first card. I feel valued by my friends and family, and that's we have to realize that life is. Kobe said it best, a legacy is not something that was materially gained. It's something that inspires others. I feel like in life we want to have our purposes. We want our purpose to be bigger than ourselves. It should always be something bigger than yourself. Even that episode of Goku when he was fighting Jiren, and he was like, I failed time after time again. But what kept me going was the fact that my family and friends was there, even his enemies, it was pushing him forward. He knew that he had more people depending on him. He knew him winning meant that everybody wins, because most of the time when Goku was fighting, it wasn't about, if he failed, then the world will be doomed, and that's what pushed him to the next level. So your purpose should always be bigger than you, and make sure you surround yourself with people that value you, people that care about you, people that pour into you like you pour into them, and make sure you pour into your people. Don't forget about your people. Don't forget about the people that were there for you. Don't forget about your mom, your dad, your family, So, and realize your value. Realize your worth, because you are valuable. And if you don't have those people in your life, I'm telling you, I value you. I respect you. I think you're worthy. I'm grateful for the life I'm living. And most of the time when we going through stuff, we can't see how blessed we are, and it might not you, because we live in an era where everything is competition, everything is about the keeping up with the Joneses. We don't realize how blessed we are. I don't even say blessed. How great our lives is compared to the others, and I didn't notice this until I had two experiences in my life. I first had an experience to go and be in Abu Dhabi, be near Dubai, and see how they live like kings out there, and then have an opportunity to go to Miami this year and see how they basically live like slaves in a sense, living in huts, living in down in ruts, sleeping outside in sandstorms, not even having tents. So it was eye opening how spoiled we are here in the United States, and how maybe not everybody, because some people still live in huts, some people still live in the concrete jungle, but at the same time, a lot of us do have opportunity to go create whatever we want to create and be who we want to be. Not saying those people don't either, because they do. All it takes for you to wake up one day and say, "This is it. I'm going to change my life," and it might not happen today, but I'm gonna plant the seed that from this point here, I'm gonna get to where I want to be, and enjoy the journey, because God is not gonna take you there in a straight shot. If He does, I'm grateful for you. But most of the time, God's plan is in order for us to learn the lessons along. So it's gonna be a stepping stone. You might take 10 steps back, to take 20 back, to take 100, and take 50, and then shoot off to the moon. So it's not gonna be just straight to the moon. You're gonna have to build, and that's the great thing I like about life. It's not linear. It's not about what. It's not because if you never go through anything when your whole life, and then you go through something, it's gonna kill you. It's gonna kill your confidence. Because you never been through that. You never built that stamina. That it's like lifting weights. If you never lifted, you can't just go into the weight room and put 315 on the bar. If you can, cool. But most people can't just go put 315 on the bar and lift it. So you need to build that repertoire. And then the people that have done it, they didn't just go straight from 0 to 315. They built it from the ground up. We're afraid to say, "I built this from the ground up, and I'd be damn if I'm gonna let you destroy it." You know what I'm saying? So I'm capable of moving beyond my mistakes. That goes right into what we just talked about. It's a long road, fam. It's a long road. And I was talking to my mom about this on her weight loss journey, and it was just like, it's not. And then, I learned this about, and I think fasting really taught me this. Fasting really taught me this. It was going through the fasting, and failing, breaking the fast, eating food, even seeing with attention, like breaking the fast, eating things that I know I'm not supposed to be eating, and then eating it and starting over. You make those mistakes, you fall down 7 times, but the champion is gonna get up that 8th time. It doesn't matter how many times you fail, as long as the Most High gives us breath to live, and we should realize that we have an opportunity to become better, to be better, it's called the hero's journey. Some of the most inspirational people, even Yahshua, some of the most inspirational people, and have went through some of the darkest times. The dark night of the soul, and you in that uphill battle, and it's like you really can't see it when you're in it. You just gotta keep one foot at a time. And most of the time, you'll be here, and then God will drop you in just to bring you back up. So realize that mistakes is a part of the journey. Your failure. I think I seen a quote, and it was like Michael Jordan shot 989 game last second shots in his whole entire career from high school, and he only made 100 or something. And the thing about Michael Jordan, they only remember the times he made it. Nobody talks about the misses. Nobody talks about the failures. They don't talk about the 6 rings. And I'm talking about the times he got kicked out. So, yeah. I am building the tomorrow I want. You have to plant the seed now, fam. The seed has to be planted now for a reason. Planting the seed now allows you to water it. It allows you to. It's like having a baby. When you plant the seed, and y'all go through that experience of the baby coming in, and then you have the baby. It takes time to nurture and care for it. So plant the seed today, and then every day, even if you only do it for 5 minutes, just water the seed, because it's going to grow, because you have faith. So you have faith, you plant the seed, and then you water it. You do what faith without works is futile. You're going to be disappointed if you don't work for it, if you're just praying for it. But if you're praying without ceasing, you have faith, and then you're working for it, God is going to make it happen when it's supposed to happen. Not a second sooner, not a second later. God is always on time. And that's one thing I struggle with a lot, was ceasing, praying, and then wavering from what I asked for. You ask God for something, and then you get away from God. You get away from the word. You get away from repenting from your sins. We get away from doing the things we're supposed to do to stay connected with God. And then we wonder why things are not happening in our life, or what bad things keep happening when good things supposed to happen, because we ready to run. We're getting off with what we're supposed to be doing, you know what I'm saying? So, I can succeed at whatever I choose. You can be whatever you want to be. Literally, you could be whatever you want to be. And it's up to you. It's literally up to you, to us, to the individual, to visualize, make a plan, and execute. It's no simple way. It's no easy way out of it. If you want to be it, you can be it. Even if you don't be at that scale that you want to be, if you want to be it, you can be it. You know? Even if you don't go to the NBA, you still can be an NBA player. Even if you don't become the CEO of your company, you still can be a CEO of a company. You know what I mean? So if somebody don't hire you to be a CEO, you can go be a CEO. Nothing can stop you but your own mind. And if you're feeling that way inside, you have to realize you feel that way for a reason. You feel that because maybe in another life, another time, or God planted that seed inside of you for you to become that. And it's up for you to believe that. Nobody else can tell you what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to automatically feel and know what you're supposed to do. If somebody is telling you what you're supposed to do, and most of the time, they know what you're supposed to do. Especially if they tell you something that just don't sit right with your soul, definitely move on. Leave that person behind. Because you need to be around people that's going to push you to your greatness, to what you're supposed to do, because we all have a purpose in that. And how many cards we got? The same card. I respect myself. And I've been in this self-love journey ever since I moved to my new place. I've been in this self-love journey, you know, eating right, hitting the gym, making sure I'm doing my homework, making sure I'm following, I'm becoming the person I want to be. And if we don't respect ourselves, if we don't love ourselves, then who's gonna love us, huh? You know what I mean? Who's gonna love us? If we don't do it for ourselves, nobody's gonna do it for us. We have to learn to be who we want to be. Because if we don't be who we want to be and respect ourselves and love ourselves, then how can we expect the next person to do that for us? We're training them. Not like this in life. If we train somebody, when people see us, how we treat ourselves, we're showing them how to treat us. When we constantly take disrespect, when we constantly take less, when we constantly fall short of doing the things we say we want to do, we become something we don't want to be. And when we do that, we attract that. We attract those people. We attract those opportunities that we don't want. But when we respect ourselves, we stand on business, then we attract what we deserve. We stand in our power because we know we are made in God's image. We are all gods. Ye are gods. So, yeah, we can leave it with those with the cards. And yeah, man, YouTube has been crazy. I just been working. I just been praying. I just been trying to stay down until I come up. And I'm grateful. I have some life-changing opportunities, and we'll get into all that later. And I really got a great plan for the YouTube channel, so I'm excited. If you guys like this message and take snippets, repost it, and then as well as like and subscribe, show love. And like always, I wish I had divine peace, love, harmony, and all. Peace.